Hey, I'm Colin.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Charles.
I'm Aaron.
And we went to the Hindu temple.
I didn't really know what to expect before going to the Hindu temple. I'd never been to a Hindu temple before, or had I seen a Hindu temple. I kind of just expected to just see a lot of different colors, just some things that I'd never really seen before, just a different variety of people.
One thing that I noticed was really different from wherever I've been to church is when they walked in, their shoes were off and they sat on the floor. I've never done that before.
I hadn't really known too much about them before. I've never been before, but when we finally got there, I was just surprised about all the different colors and oddly shaped buildings slightly, and just how they really seemed to pay a lot of attention into how they worshipped and tradition when they worshipped.
I really wasn't sure what it was going to be like when I got there. I had some thoughts before. Maybe it was going to be big, maybe a mass of people all praying to the same thing. But for the most part, it was people coming and going, doing their own thing, while others just had their own service. So it was confusing.
One thing that I thought was a lot different than what I'm used to is while we were there the whole time they were singing and reciting chants, while we're used to like part singing, part worship service, but they spent their whole time worshiping through song.
So the most memorable thing for me at the Hindu temple was during the middle of the service, someone in an orange robe stood up and started ringing a bell. I just found that interesting.
One thing that was really different for me is that online it said that they would be starting at 7:30. We got there about 7:20 and walked in and they had already begun. Another thing is it said that it would be ending at 8, and at 8:20 they still weren't over. So they don't really have a start or an ending time, which is really different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, so I wasn't really sure if they would be that accepting, but that kind of changed when a man came up and started talking to us, and he was just a really friendly guy. One thing that I noticed was really different from wherever I've been to church is when they walked in, their shoes were off and they sat on the floor. I've never done that before.
One of the main things that I remember when we went to the Hindu temple was that before walking in, they made us take off our shoes, and it was a really big deal because they had like benches outside of the Hindu temple, and it was like, please take off shoes. And before walking into the main room, it was like absolutely no shoes allowed in the Hindu temple.
Well, I really just had a great overall experience at the Hindu temple. I really learned to respect people from all religions and that they're really not that different from us after all.
I really enjoyed going to the Hindu temple, and I'm glad I got to go, and I'm glad I got to learn not only about Hinduism, but how it's both similar and different to Christianity.